The game engine is going to work like that. That's your level editor for the game engine, basically, right here. The game engine is going to create a grid. An X, my grid is not perfect, obviously. An XY grid for 2D game and an XYZ grid for 3D games. And that's what it's going to use to do all its work, basically, to display your art. Alright? What happened is that, alright, you want to make your play field right here. Okay? If that is a grid that is a power of 2, doesn't get deeper than that, you can change the size of your grid. Alright? From really small, which is 8 pixel square, to let's say 1024 by 1024 power of 2 grid, right? But it's still a power of 2. What it does if you make your tile a power of 2 is that it'll fit exactly in those things when you snap them, all right, to the grid basically. So if you, let's say this is 256 in height, all right, those are 256 by 256. If you make your tile 256 by 512, then it'll snap perfectly right here. It's just twice as big as the smallest one.
So our picture's height and width should be a power of 2?
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a really interesting rule.
Yeah, I see it, huh? It is. You see it. Like that, you can make your play field with no holes because they'll snap one next to each other. It's that easy. All right. For 2D games, you can get away with no power of 2s because in 3D games, no, because the game won't even render your texture because of the RAM story I just told you before. Okay. But and it's, you know, but in 2D games it's pre-rendered already anyway, so it doesn't require the RAM to actually visualize in real time using DirectX or OpenGL. You got, so it'll basically, it doesn't matter. But for the snapping and for the art to be properly placed on the grid, that's how it works. You guys, yeah, very interesting rule. It makes it a lot, you know, different. Let's keep it. There's a lot of constraining rules about what you're doing in game art. Okay, so powers of 2s, you guys, very important. Okay, let's keep going. So we are going to make one of our tile 512 by 512, for example. So 512, 512. All right. Now RGB, we're good to go. 8 bits per channel, that's good. So that's 24 bits. I don't take white background. I don't like it. It's me. I don't like backgrounds because I like to destroy them in Photoshop because they don't have the same properties of regular layers. There's a lot of things you cannot do in Photoshop on a background that you can do on a layer. So I'll change the white to transparent. Okay. Now I got a 512 by 512. See, square right there. Canvas. Okay. Now, when you're going to start your project, the first thing, and today we might not do much of the Photoshop user interface because we have only 15 minutes, and I'm just mainly introducing rules of video games art, okay? What's important to remember is transparency channels right here, okay? Right here you have those little squares that you can see, all right? Checkers pattern, you see, it's telling you it is transparent. All right, that's number one. Okay, yeah, what I was going to say is that when you start a project, you need to know on what is it going to be played. All right, let me give you a simple example. Let's talk about the Xbox 360. What format is the Xbox 360? What type of TV you play it on? Huh? HD. What else can you play it on? Can you play it on another type of TV than HD? Regular, so it's called standard definition, SD. SD, all right? Well, let's talk about that. So you're going to have two types of clients, basically. You're going to have people that have a regular TV, all right, standard definition, the whole type of things, and people that can have a high definition things, okay? Well, let me show you something very interesting. Because I come from that industry, so that's something I've dealt with for years. All right. plus, and we'll talk about that just a second, there's another format. That, let's say, would be UHD format. Okay, the smallest HD format is what? Does someone know what the smallest HD format is? 1280 by 720. That's the smallest. And we're talking pixels. All right, you guys? So, in HD, you will see the whole picture. If you do something 1280 by 720, when you show it, look at it on the HD TV, you will see it fully. All right. Now, if you take, let's say that's not HD now, but that's standard definition, which is 780, 576. That can differ. That can go all the way down to 480. Depends. Now, if you make a picture for that, when you're going to display it on that type of screen, you're not going to see the whole picture. There's something called safe areas. All right? I make it a lot bigger than it is so you can see it from far away. All right? There's two areas basically that are going to be cropped in reality. Okay? That's why if you look at video monitors on professionals, movie guy, you will see that they have something called underscan. There's a button, usually that is green or red, and it's called underscan. If you click on it, then you see the whole picture and you will see garbage around it, noise, type of things. It's the chroma channel in reality. All right? Basically, this is right here, the green one that I'm showing you. It's not going to be seen. And it's called animation safe. Meaning any animation or really motion that you have in your stuff needs to be inside that. If it's in the green, won't be seen. All right? Then you have another area after that, even smaller. Called text safe. All right? Which basically, if your text is not inside that one right here, if your text is in the red or the green, won't be seen properly. Okay? Can someone tell me what type of problem that can bring to video games art?
Stuff for like your user interface.
Exactly. Your user interface can disappear. You can have a user interface perfect for HD right here, and then someone play on regular definition, standard definition, and they will lose that part right there. All right? So to be very careful. Now, another thing that has to do with screen formats is wide or not wide. Okay? You have widescreen and you have non-widescreen. Okay, you guys? It's really important. Let me show you why. If I make a circle in Photoshop, if I make a circle right here in Photoshop, make it red, for example. See, I made it a circle on mine. If you look at my screen, it's a circle because the computer screen is always square pixels. All right? The computer is that type of pixels. All right, you guys? Not the screen on the TV. All right, you guys? It's got to be 0.9, something in it. It's a different ratio. It's not square. So it shrinks back and forth. All right? That could be very embarrassing for tires, for example, or the sun or stuff like that, because your round shape is not going to be round anymore. It's going to be oval. Okay? There's a little tool in Photoshop right here. All right? That is. Where do they put it in CS3? Pixel aspect ratio right there. All right. Now we're in square. All right. Now I'm going to go back to the DV format. All right. Shrink it even more, you guys. Now we'll go to some other formats. Let's say we're going to go to wide now. All right, because this is in wide actually. Let's do HD wide right here. See? Now you get almost round. We're at 133 now, 1.3 instead of 0.9. All right, mine is totally oval now, though. All right, that's changed the shape, huge. Okay, That's super, super important because you can have some bad surprises at the end, all right, if you don't do that. So make sure you actually check all the formats of the engine, you know, you're gonna go play with it because, you know, because if you don't know that, you're gonna have some very poor surprises. Okay, let me save that just a second right here.